The inability to effectively do multiple time frame analysis is one of the biggest things that's holding traders back from being profitable. In this video, you'll learn exactly how to do multiple time frame analysis and overall get the full picture of the market that you're trading in. If you're ready, then let's go. All right, guys, we are on the charts. And the pair of reference we're going to use for today is the Great British Pound versus the New Zealand dollar. So when we talk about multiple time frame analysis, it's pretty much a self-explanatory term, right? We're going to analyze on multiple time frames. Now, before we even get into that, it's very important to understand how the market moves and how to read the charts. And I've done a video on this before, which I'll attach to this video. But reading the charts is one of the most important things here because you got to go back to the basics before you pile on to do multiple time frame analysis. So I'll explain on a lower time frame. If we look at any time frame, the market pretty much is going to move in the same way. There's going to be three types of moves. You can say four sometimes, but pretty much three main types of moves that you'll see in the market. Okay, so you're going to see impulsive moves, strong moves, either to the upside or to the downside. You're going to see that on every time frame. You're going to see corrections, right? So the market will correct itself. Some people will call it flags, some people will call it pullbacks, but ultimately they're all the same. The market is going to correct itself. And after it corrects itself, you're going to see a continuation of that movement to the upside or the downside. It looks very similar from the impulsive move, but the difference is coming right out of the pullback. So in every time frame, you're going to get these types of moves, and that's going to continue until you get to a point where the market reverses. So if we go to another area, let's look at what happens here. So we get price coming up in a strong impulsive move. This will be a retest here, a bigger retest on a lower time frame. And then we get a continuation to the upside. We get another small retest right over here, and then we get another continuation. Now, the previous low for this move that we just drew is going to be right over here. Now, we consider it a reversal when the previous low for an uptrend has been broken. And over here, as price reverses, we see that the previous low has been broken. So that being said, a new trend is being formed, and what we're looking for is a retest on that trend for the continuation downwards now. And that is how we continue on. But either way, it's the same thing all over again, right? So that move continues to go downwards, and then we get another retest over here, and then another continuation downwards, and so on and so forth. So now when we bring in multiple time frame analysis, going back to the daily, we want to incorporate top-down analysis as well, meaning we want to start at the top, usually around the daily. The weekly and the monthly, sometimes you can start there, but what's more relevant sometimes is the daily, so you'll see a lot of traders starting at the daily. So on the daily here, I want to analyze a couple of things. I want to see what the current trend is. Number one, are we going on an uptrend? Is this a downtrend? And then the next thing I want to observe is, are there any areas of support and resistance that I should be aware of and I should watch out for as I move down to lower time frames? So first and foremost, from where we are on the daily, although price had been on a little bit of a downtrend previously, this is now an uptrend. Okay, so I'm going to draw my trend line from this area to this area. I get a nice little touch over here, and I can consider this an uptrend. Now, when we talk about support and resistance in terms of what's most relevant, obviously there's going to be areas of support and resistance here, resistance over here, right? Resistance over here, etc. But what's most relevant right now is this area over here. This area has formed a bit of resistance, and we want to see if price is going to be able to break past this area. Or further than that, we want to see, since price is currently at that area, are there any types of reversal patterns or candlestick patterns that we should be aware of that hints towards some kind of reversal? So now we've done our job on the daily time frame. We've established that we're on an uptrend, and we've established that there is a major resistance up top. Now with that knowledge, let's go down to the 4-hour time frame and see what else we could find. Now we're on the 4-hour time frame, and now another thing to note is that each time frame may have its own trend. So now on the 4-hour, price is also on an uptrend. But it's not out of the realm of possibility that we can get an uptrend on the daily while we get a downtrend on like the 4-hour or a downtrend on the 1 hour. These are the key things we need to look out for when we talk about multiple time frame analysis. One time frame may be doing one thing, but another time frame is going to be doing something completely different sometimes. And that's what we need to spot, all right? So we have also an uptrend on the 4 hour over here. So I'm not going to stick that, but I note that the 4 hour is going along the same trend as the daily right now. We do see the level of resistance a lot more clearer as well on the 4 hour. And we're just going to make sure we note that everything matches up just fine. And I don't see anything too new of significance on the 4 hour. Now we'll go down to the 1 hour. Now here on the 1 hour, this is what I'm seeing. So as price overall is at this level of resistance, and again, we can see the double top that has formed. If we look a little deeper in the details here in the 1 hour, we can see that another small area of resistance has been formed. This is another confirmation for a possible reversal. So not only is the main area being touched by this major level of resistance on the daily, but we also have resistance that's being formed on the formation of the candlesticks on the 1 hour as well. Okay, so we still are on this uptrend on all the time frames we've analyzed, but we now have found something new on the 1 hour. We found some more information that price is struggling even on a lower time frame to get past this area to get further upwards. Okay, now let's go down to the 30 minute. Now on the 30 minute, what I like to use the 30 minute for is any extra information I could find to support my bias, I'd use it. But also I'd like to set up my possible entries as well on the 30 minute. So that being said, my thinking now on the 30 minute is that if this does start to reverse, where I'd be comfortable taking this trade is right around past this area of support over here. If we can get past this area of support, maybe I set an alert right over here. So if price gets to this area of interest over here, perhaps I take one last look before I enter this sell. Or if I want a stronger move, I could even choose this area over here below this area of support. Once price breaks this area, then I may be comfortable for a sell. So now if we go to the daily, let's follow the same process again, and let's see what we would have gotten again from multiple time frame analysis. So here on the daily, from where we are currently right now with price, we don't see no major differences. Still on an uptrend, still a major area of resistance up here, no major difference. As I break this down to the 4 hour, still kind of the same thing, right? We got to this area of resistance over here. We see that price came down here, maybe a couple of wicks, but not enough information just yet. However, when we go down to the 1 hour, this is when we're starting to see more information. And if we look at this area over here, we can see that price formed an area of support over here. And there were a couple of touches. So price touched this area of support right over here and then came back around to touch it right here. Okay, so for some people that could have been an entry, but let's say you did not catch this area. You did not catch this buy. As price comes back around to hit this area of support over here, it hits it with multiple candles. Some of these candles have wicks, right? So there's not a lot of volume as we're pushing downwards towards this area of support. So all of this information being said, I have a bias now from the 1 hour that we may hold and we may reverse to the upside for a buy. Okay, so that being said, I can go down now to the 30 minute to make a final determination and see if I can find more information to support that cause. Going down to the 30 minute, not only is everything on the 1 hour supported, but also we get another confirmation. We get a move to the upside over here out of the zone. We get a retest as well. We get a retest. And now this presents an opportunity for an entry in this area over here. And we get a huge move to the upside all the way up to the area of resistance, which could have been our exit. In these two candles, 30 minutes each, could have just taken an hour. You could have collected over 100 pips just from breaking this down with multiple time frame analysis. So this is what you want to do. You want to break down the charts as much as possible. You want to understand things on a higher level perspective, because ultimately support and resistance on a higher level as well as trend lines on a higher level are going to be harder to be broken than they are on a lower time frame. So once we understand the high level picture, now we start going down to lower time frames, the 1 hour, 30 minute, maybe some of you even the 15 minute, just to get that extra detail on what price is currently doing. What is price action doing? Are we getting some kinds of wicks out of support or resistance? Are we getting a break and a retest? All of these things we should be looking for on the lower time frames after support and resistance have been established on the higher time frames. But multiple time frame analysis, you need to know how to effectively do it if you want to become a profitable trader. This is something that's going to take a lot of practice, but over time you will get better and you will start seeing the improvement in your trading. All right, guys, so if you haven't been implementing multiple time frame analysis, you need to do that. You need to start practicing it and start understanding not only the picture of the time frame you're trading on, but the overall picture of what the market is presenting as well. So I hope you gain value in this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, Jordan the Maestro, peace.